I think this is a great project to get the information out there for people who don't know. You know, you have people who will celebrate and they don't fully understand why they're celebrating. So I think to do this kind of thing is very important.
I don't know that much about Juneteenth. Most of it I know from like school events and stuff, but I know it has something to do with like freedom and like liberation, I think. But that's kind of all that I know from and remember from school lessons.
From what I know in my AP African American Studies class, it's a celebration of the slaves who in Texas who initially didn't know they were freed during the Civil War.
It's a day that marked the official end of slavery as we know it in a place in Texas in 1865, which was like 2 years after the Emancipation Proclamation was signed.
It had ended, of course, a while before, but they had no idea. And these soldiers and generals had been going throughout the United States, I guess, letting people know. And of course, we know we didn't have fast trains and all these things going on at that time. So it took a while, obviously. And, so once they got there, of course, there was jubilation and so much joy and happiness. And it was a pivotal part of our history.
But then in 2021, President Biden was asked, Congresswoman Jackson Lee put in a bill to make it a holiday.
In my opinion, Juneteenth is the day that truly every American has the opportunity of being free. And so, therefore, everyone should celebrate it because we're all in this together.
Juneteenth is a day where
we get to celebrate our freedom, and we get to say our freedom as Black individuals, and
a lot of the times I see book exhibits or something in the library or just around town, and normally I'll check those out or something.
How I celebrate it personally is I do some research on Juneteenth. Because I'm studying it in AP African American Studies, I do get the opportunity to really learn about these figures.
I usually celebrate it on that day with a quiet prayer to start, just a prayer of remembrance and that kind of thing. My family, there are a lot of events that happen around the area, so if I feel up to it, I'll participate.
Over the past few years, I have been trying to make sure I get to the programs that they have here in the city. And I love that, but for me, Juneteenth should be a time for planning and for figuring out how we can move to the next step.
It's a holiday, so I'm with family and we have meals. We sit down and have family meals and we talk about how they feel about Juneteenth and what it means to them and how can they improve themselves or improve their thoughts.
My family, we celebrate, we cook out, have a lot of people over, a lot of music, retell some stories that we've had a chance to hear over the years, and just commemorate the time.
So we go to different Juneteenth events and parades, or we spend time together, or fly down to Florida to spend time with family.
Personally, when on Juneteenth, if we are still in school, I'll spend time with some of my other African American friends, and anyone else who wants to celebrate with us.
I think it should probably be celebrated by just teaching people about it, because I do know that a lot of people don't know that much about it and only know that like it exists as a holiday, that we have like school off for it sometimes, depending on what school you go to. So I think that just people need to be educated on it, and that it should be like more widely like advertised.
I do think it can be celebrated in any way. I guess like a barbecue or similar to the 4th of July. But I do think what is important is that people really get to research about it and be more like knowledgeable like of how it is a holiday we're celebrating for. African Americans have contributed so much to this country that it's essentially part of American history.
I personally think everybody celebrates differently, and they should be able to. There are a lot of events going on. I like that. There are a lot of festivals, there are a lot of rallies, there's a lot of educational events, cookouts, you know, family, personal time, and that kind of thing. And I think that's all good. I just like the wide range of celebration. I think people should be able to express their remembrance of that day in their own way.
I think it should be celebrated with all the jubilation that we see, that we should certainly gather as a people, and not just African Americans. I think this should be a holiday that we all celebrate, black, white, pink, or blue, whoever you are. I think that we should all come together, and it's a perfect time for us to do that. I also think that there should be an area strictly for young people, where perhaps they see a video or some type of movie that really talks about and gives information, so that they leave understanding and really knowing why they're there.
Well, I think it should be celebrated for the purpose it was created, for people to realize what we went through to get there and how it affects them, or how it can affect them at this point. Because there's so many things that they're taking out of the history books, that they're taking from us.
Juneteenth should be celebrated just how we celebrate the 4th of July. It should have big fireworks, everybody enjoying. You take your time off of work. Again, because it's not only the day that African Americans and those who are enslaved are free, it's the time that we have a chance to start to heal in America.
I think make it more of a federal holiday. Maybe like more people, like have it be like 4th of July, where people, like it's just like the day off for everyone.
And I would kind of like to add on to my sister's first statement. It should be like a federal holiday. A lot of people are making up random holidays. People are celebrating them a lot. Sometimes Juneteenth doesn't get that love. So I hope that Juneteenth gets that same love that they would get.
That's a really important time in our history to learn about, and even though it is like a bit uncomfortable to talk about sometimes, and it's something that some people might not want to recognize about our history, it is something that happened in American history. It's important to recognize.
When we celebrate Juneteenth, it's an acknowledgement, a celebration of how not only those slaves were being liberated, but also just the concept of being liberated in general. Slavery has been around by then for almost 200 to 300 years. So the end of slavery is worth celebrating for, but also it's important to acknowledge how it's still entrenched in our society today.
It marks the end of a period in our history that wasn't the greatest, and we should all recognize that it's history, and history should be documented, remembered, and taught. It's a day when people should be more community-oriented, come together and realize that, you know, the past is what helps us where we are today in the present, and it will help us to form our futures. It teaches us all a lesson in life that we should be not so much concerned with the difference in people's appearance, but more with the content of each individual's heart. And I think we'd all probably, and I think everyone has learned from the history of slavery, not just African Americans, you know, white Americans, all Americans. I think the world has learned from that period in history.
Its importance has only magnified in today's world because we are fighting some issues that kind of relate back to that. The struggle has included so many different steps, one of them being voting. And we have now seen that our Voting Rights Act is being tampered with, and that will directly affect people in my community. And I feel that you know, the importance has grown. It's magnified. I mean, unfortunately, we're going to have to fight some battles that we thought had ended, and they have not.
Well, I think the purpose of Juneteenth is important. I think the holiday is important if it helps people realize why we have that holiday and what we had to do to get there. Because half the things that kids are learning today, they don't know how we got here. They don't know about the burnings of our cities. Once we got there, the banks and all the things. So I think it's important. I think we need to start doing something and making history again, reliable history.
In a time now where African American history is starting to be erased, the mere understanding of, in fact, what Juneteenth was, how important it was, helps us get to where we are now. It's not only African American history, it's American history. And so to not understand that and give light on that is it's not a true indication of who America is or should be.
It's the day where everyone in America like got the same chance of being free.
I do think Juneteenth is important because it celebrates all of America finally being freed, because maybe a third or half of the population of early America were slaves, and once they were freed, that represented all of America was freed.